Hi, I'm Paul Chartier. We are delighted to have on the Catholic Action Center Christmas store, Jenny Ramsey, in her Christmas attire, and Max Apple in his UK attire. So we've got both popular things going on here in Lexington.
For the right time of year.
This is an annual visit, and how many years is it now for the Christmas store, Jenny?
Well, that's what's hard to believe, Paul. This is our 19th year for the Faith and Community Christmas store. Started 19 years ago at the request of Salvation Army, Angel Tree, and the firefighters, because they had run out of items and knew that we at Christ the King had collected some real nice toys to give to the men at the Hope Center to send to their families, and we had excess. So they asked us, could we share our excess? And there was so much excess, we said, what if we open it up like a store and let people shop for their children?
How many kids were served 19 years ago?
About 530. Which we thought was a huge number. Unbelievable.
We're telling a story of greatness that's happened here in Lexington. And it's not, you're the point, but it's this town that has come together to make this whole thing work smoothly. And last year, how many kids were served?
18,352, I think.
And I will say it, 18,000 children had a Christmas where probably most of them would have received nothing under the tree.
That's true.
So tell people how it works.
Well, it's real simple. It's the community, as you said, coming together. The beauty is that we have partnered for last year, and this is our second year, at Southland Christian Church on Richmond Road, which makes for a venue that is phenomenal.
It is phenomenal.
It is a beautiful place that is turned into a toy store for parents to shop with dignity.
Yes.
Everything's free for the shoppers, of course. And the big thing is, though, that folks donate their pre-loved, gently used toys and gifts. I mean, these little ones will be under someone's tree on Christmas morning who otherwise, as you said, would have nothing. Beauty, too, we even have trees for the folks. The Southland folks who have the trees, they have trees for them to take home. So it's to give the joy of the season, though. It's not about the stuff. It's about the community caring enough about those who live in poverty. And one thing I want to be sure we all remember, there was a new report that came out that shows 23% of all the children in Lexington, Fayette County live in poverty. And that is significant.
That's big. Max, you and your friends at Southland have opened the doors. What was your experience like the first year?
It was fantastic, Paul, and we want to thank you for letting us promote this event and your hospitality, but we thought it was fabulous. And just like you mentioned, it wasn't just the event, it was organizations and churches and individuals and agencies working together for the common good of our community, and that puts a smile. Everybody's a winner when that happens.
You see the need of a child, people run. They don't care about color, they don't care about faith, they just run to help, and we saw it. We've seen it for 19 years.
Amen. And Jenny's, you know, they do such a great job. We're just blessed and humbled to get to work alongside her, but volunteers, they do such a wonderful job of making everybody feel welcome, and we were just humbled to be a small part of that last year.
They were a large part of it, and they continue to say a small part, but Southland folks have always been part of this. I mean, since, except for the first year, it started physically at Christ the King, and we didn't have time to ask for community volunteers. But since that first year, it has been community, faith communities, community businesses that give their folks off half a day to come volunteer at the store to take the shifts, because there are shifts. Volunteers are asked to help for 4-hour shifts on this year, 17th, 18th, and 19th of December.
So the big thing is you need volunteers to work, but starting on what date do you want people to start cleaning out their basements, cleaning out closets, to donate? When?
Now, anytime. We've been doing it all year. We had people who didn't get a chance to clean up before Christmas last year that brought us things January 2nd. Right before the polar vortex last year, we were getting in truckloads of toys, which was wonderful, though, because we have a space we keep it all year.
And you've got pods around the city.
The pods will be out around the city from the mid-November on. On our website will be listed all the sites. Each year we try to add more. There'll be one at Southland, of course, God's Net. We have many of the churches from Christ the King to St. Peter and Paul to Crossroads Christian, all kinds. I don't even want to start saying, because there are about 25 locations where people can leave their donations any time of day or night. And then comes the big week. Beginning on December 15th, they can bring things to the store. Beginning the 17th, the actual doors will open to welcome the shoppers.
So you need a lot of stuff. 18,000 children, 2 toys, 36,000 items at least. Let's say 40. We want everybody to clear out the things that their kids don't need anymore. That's one part of it. The other part is, how many volunteers do you need to run the Christmas store?
It takes anywhere between 2,200 and 2,400.
It's amazing.
And that includes the first 2 days of setup, but then the 3 days of the actual store. So we need lots of volunteers, and there's no, we almost say there's no volunteer too young. They have to at least be able to walk and be with their parents. But children can come with their parents and experience it, because we have found, we have college kids that every year are calling us in October to find out what are the dates of the store, because they're making their reservations to come home and don't want to miss it.
Let's give the website and the phone number.
www.godsnet.info. GodsNet is a safety net. GodsNet. And the phone number is 859-514-7210. You go to the website, it has a hot link to our email. Send an email. It also will have ways to sign up right there. We have it'll show all the shifts. It will show when people are needed. It is a high-tech way of handling volunteers.
Smoke signals 19 years ago.
Yep.
Now we're here.
Yep.
Max, as part of a church, part of Southland, the mission is to gather people twice a week, give them a message so they can go out and make an impact. You see a huge impact with 2,200 people and how it affects them. How does it affect you?
Well, I think it's a great question, Paul, and I think it's a great point, is that we get so many comments about how the volunteers enjoy that, and it gets them in that Christmas spirit, but also, when we can take the focus off ourselves and put it on somebody else, we all are better off. And that's how I get a lot of joy out of that. So again, seeing everybody come together from all walks of life to help our community be better, and we do have a great community, though. Like you said, and you've been there, Paul, you've seen it up close and personal, is such a bonding that takes place during that period.
To witness it, you see love. You see love in action, and you see young kids stepping up with strangers, leading them around the store, helping. It's something to behold, and for people that are watching and have never experienced it, please go online and volunteer. Your holiday will be different, and you will be different.
Amen.
We always say that it's the gift you give yourself at Christmas, is to spend time at the Christmas store giving.
We've got some time left. What are the other needs that are coming up?
Well, there's always needs, of course, with all winter long. But the thing to remember is that we not only pre-love gently used toys and books and games, or new, if people wish, but also for our teen boutique. The kind of items for teenagers, whether they be used athletic equipment for the boys, T-shirts, hats, but for the girls, nice clothing. We have actually a clothing store in our teen boutique. So special party dresses, those kind of things that you're not going to wear again and a young lady would like. What greater thing than a mom or a grandmom being able to go get that, have it wrapped, take it home, and give it to their daughter.
Max, you saw it last year firsthand. You deal with youth. What kind of comments did you hear from people that were connected during the Christmas store?
Well, I think the youth is the next generation of leaders.
Yes.
For them to have this experience now, this will go into when they're in businesses as their family leaders, it will impact, and again, our community wins by that.
And that's interesting you ask that, because we've been doing it 19 years, and seeing the leaders that have risen up and now have it part of their business.
Good point.
Have it part of their family life. I mean, they come back and say, Jenny, remember I came with my parents. Here are my children.
It's a great point.
And to see early on little kids who I now recognize as young adults that have kept coming on the volunteer side and are now leaders in the Christmas store. And you know who I'm talking about.
Yep, and that's what it's about.
Yep.
That is what it's about.
Go ahead and give your website again.
www.godsnet.info. All information on there, a way to sign up, a way to email us with questions, or simply just to get the info you need. But know that this is something you want to give yourself as you give to our community.
Not to prolong the faith side of this, but
That's what it's about.
it's right there. I mean, it's in front of our faces. From your side, Max, again, you received this gift last year to have maybe a burden. Some might look at it as a burden.
Oh, never.
But to take that amount of space and dedicate it to the Christmas store, what kind of
amazing.
effort did people not see on Southland side?
Well, I was so proud of our faith community. But again, we felt like we were the winners just getting to participate.
Yeah.
Like Jenny said, we've had Southland volunteers being involved from the get-go.
Yeah.
But because it's on our site, we get more of our volunteers involved, and they're the true winners in this. And the Apostle Paul writes that I ask you to give, not that I'll have more, but that you'll receive the blessing from giving. And so just as we talked, I think when people come out and give of themselves, which is the greatest gift we can give, they will receive a blessing. How that'll come could come in many different ways. Only God knows that. But there is a blessing that comes from giving.
And again, when people go to church, they sit and listen. They're not really called to action. And for these 3 days, to see faith and love in action is just something to behold.
Amen. And the Bible says go
Right.
and make disciples. And so this is a chance for them maybe to get out of their comfort zone, which is good for all of us. That's when learning really takes place. So if you're a little intimidated or scared, please go. And it's a safe place, it's a fun environment, and they will be blessed by that.
And I love this one quote, I must say. Faith without works is like a screen door on a submarine. Think about it. This is a way people can put works to their faith.
As a reminder, you need stuff.
Yep, we need good stuff.
And
Pre-loved, gently used, or new. Yes,
baby things up to what age, Jenny?
up to 18. Yeah, I mean, we do it with the teen boutique.
Bicycles?
Oh, bikes. We never can have enough good bikes. We ask you to clean them up a little bit. If you can't, our people will. Start dropping them off now. We have crews of folks from different schools, from different scouts, etc., that are coming to work on toys before the store. So we will constantly be sorting and being sure that the best quality goes out on the floor of the store. But know that what you're giving is something that will be joy for a child on Christmas morning.
You got the stuff taken care of on the volunteer side. Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Weeblos, women's clubs, bowling groups, high school kids. I mean, what a great bonding experience to do something significant for 3 days.
And they enjoy it. I mean, these groups really do. Even though school is still going to be in session, when we're having it this year, they need to remember we have from 4 to 8 o'clock shift. So there's no excuse because school's still going. You can come for the 4 to 8 shift, and we will give them something to truly remember, to make a Christmas memory.
And to wrap this segment up, Max, some words of wisdom.
Well, again, we welcome everybody to come out. Again, they'll enjoy the experience. They'll give to our community. When you think about over 18,000 children receiving from this, that's just a beautiful picture in itself.
Picture this. It fills up Rep Arena.
Good point.
Oh, wow, you're right.
18,000 kids.
That's a good point.
That's how many kids receive toys during those 3 days. What you're doing is fantastic, significant. Thank you. Let's put the website up again. Let people click on and make a contribution of time and stuff. Jenny Ramsey, Max Apple, thank you very much.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
It's great what you do. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Please get online, look them up, and make a contribution. Whatever you can do is very much appreciated. Happy holidays. I'm Paul Chartier.